Here we are, topic 6, point slope form. So we already talked about slope-intercept form. This is the second formula form that we have to write equations of lines. And it looks like this. So y minus y1 equals m. M is still a slope. Times x minus x1. So the things in colors are like numbers need to go there. So this is like they should give you a pair of numbers that's like x1, y1. Those should end up being numbers. And the things in black stay just like that. So let's see an example of that. Our first question says, write an equation in point slope form for the line with slope m equals 2. Okay, so they gave us a slope through the point 3, -1. So that's x, that's y. x1, y1, because those are numbers. So we just have to put, on the practice, you'll have problems like this where they give you like boxes. So the slope goes right here. So m equals 2 is going to go right here. And then the numbers go in their corresponding boxes. So the y number, which is -1, needs to go next to the y. So we'll put a -1 in that box. And then the x number, which is 3, goes next to x. We get 3. So our final answer is y minus -1 equals 2 times the quantity x minus 3. And that would be in point slope form. Okay, so that's the easiest type of question. The next question I'll ask you says, write an equation in slope-intercept form. So be careful here. We have to pay attention to the instructions. Slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. So we need to find out the slope and the y-intercept. But they'll give you a picture. So look for the y-intercept first. Where does it cross up and down? Here's where it crosses up and down. That's up 1, 2. So the y-intercept is 2. So this is going to be like a plus 2. We have y equals something x. So I still need to get the slope m. And we can just count this. So let's see. Here's another nice point. So slope m is rise over run. So let's see. So rise, we have to go down 1. That's a -1. And then we have to run 2. So -1/2 is our slope. So we'll just put that inner equation right here. So here's our final answer in slope-intercept form. Whoa. Undo. I don't want to take the picture also. Ha, there we go. So our final answer in slope-intercept form is y equals -1/2 x plus 2. Cool. That one didn't use point slope form at all, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line passing through the points 4, -2, and 0, 6. Okay, so they gave us 2 points that our line passes through. In the end, our answer is going to look like y equals mx plus b. But we can't just jump right to that. We're going to have to put it in point slope form first. So let's see. First thing we're going to have to do first is we have to find out what the slope is. And that's our rise over run. The way we can figure that out is doing y minus y over x minus x. So let's see, I'm going to do -2 minus 6 over x is 4 minus x is 0. Okay, -2 minus 6 is -8. Divided by 4 minus 0 is 4. I can write that better. That's just -2. Okay, so our slope is -2. That's good. So when we write this in y equals m, or in point slope form, let's take a black. It's going to be y minus the y number equals the slope times x minus the x number. Okay, we found the slope already. That was -2, so we can put that in -2. And then we have 2 points that we can pick from. We'll pick our favorite one. I'm going to pick the one with 4, -2, just because I like that one for some reason. So the x number is 4, so I'll put that next to the x, and the y number is -2, so I'll put that next to the y number. Okay, let's rewrite this better. So we have y minus -2. I'm gonna write in the lines. Here we go. Y minus -2 equals -2 times x minus 4. Okay, but our ending goal needed to be in slope-intercept form, so we need to get y by itself. Okay. Minus a negative right here, minus negative is like a big plus sign. Okay, so that's one thing. So we have y plus 2 equals. Okay, we have to distribute this. So we have to take this -2 and multiply it by the x. That gets us a -2x. And then we have to take this -2 and multiply it by the second term, which is negative 4. Negative 2 times negative 4 is a positive 8. Okay, so where are we at now? We have y plus 2 equals negative 2x plus 8. We're still trying to get y by itself. The only thing in the way right now is this plus 2. So in order to move that plus 2, we just have to do minus 2 on both sides. Okay, when I subtract 2 from the other side, it's not going to come away from the thing with the x's. It's going to come away from the other just number. So here we go. We have y equals negative 2x plus 8 minus 2 is plus 6. So here's our final answer. Y equals negative 2x plus 6. Okay, one way that we could check it, it's always nice to check our work when we're done, just to like make sure. I mean, you're doing this on big ideas, so you can hit check on there. But if we didn't have that, we said that these 2 points right here are supposed to be on the line. So that means this x and y should go together and this x and y should go together. So let's see. So when I put 4 into this for x, so let's see. If I put 4 in for x, I get y equals negative 2 times 4, because that's where x is, plus 6. Well, that is negative 8 plus 6. That is negative 2. Was 4 supposed to go with negative 2? Yes. Nice. Okay. How about if I plug in x is 0? So we have at x equals 0. Okay, so I'll have y equals negative 2 times 0, because that's where x is, plus 6. Negative 2 times 0 is 0, plus 6. Well, that means y equals 6. Was 0 paired with 6? Yes. Check. So that's a good way to check that we did it right. So final answer right there. That's a lot of arrows. Okay, next one. Write an equation in slope-intercept form for the line that contains the points 6, negative 2, and 12, 1. Okay, we know how to do this. We just barely did it. First things first, we need to find the slope. So m equals finding the slope. M equals rise over run, which is y minus y over x minus x. Okay, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. So we have negative 2 minus 1 over 6 minus 12. Okay. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. 6 minus 12 is negative 6. Okay. Negative divided by negative is just a positive. 3 is half of 6. So this is really just a secret way of writing 1/2. So we got slope m equals 1/2. All right. Pick your favorite point up here, because we're about to put this into point slope form. So we have y minus the y number equals the slope, x minus the x number. All right, we found the slope. That was 1/2. Put it where it goes, 1/2. Okay, pick your favorite point. Mine is 12, 1, because it doesn't have a negative in it. Okay, so the x is 12, so I'm going to put that next to the x. The y number is 1, so I'm going to put that next to the y. Okay, so we have y minus 1 equals 1/2 x minus 12. All right, let's distribute. So we have to do 1/2 times x. Okay, y minus 1 is going to stay the same over here. 1/2 times x, well, that's just 1/2 x. And then we have to do 1/2 times negative 12. Okay, 1/2 times negative 12. Okay, what's half of 12? 6. And we have 1 negative, so it's going to be minus 6. Okay, one last step, because we're trying to get y by itself. I need to move this minus 1. So we're going to have plus 1. All right, when I add 1, it's going to get added to the negative 6, because that's just the number. Equals 1/2 x. Minus 6 plus 1 is minus 5. Whoops, I wrote 2 equal signs. Silly. Boop. My bad. Okay, and then let's check really quick. So check. Okay. If I plug in x equals 6, that was our first x number, I'll have y equals 1/2 times 6 minus 5. Okay. 1/2 times 6 is 3 minus 5. Okay, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Was 6 paired with negative 2? Yes, it was. Very good. Try one more. At x equals 12. What happens if I plug in 12 for x? I get y equals 1/2 times 12 minus 5. 1/2 times 12 is 6 minus 5. Y equals 1. So was 12 paired with 1? Yes, it was. Check. Check. Very good. We double checked that. It's definitely the right answer. All right. that is point slope form. So remember this formula. You might want to keep this page up or write it down or something like that. It's very important. We have to use that if we don't know what the y-intercept is. So if we just give you 2 points, you have to use point slope form and then rearrange it to look like y equals mx plus b, like get the y by itself.